Hey guys, it's Coffee. Welcome back to Socrates Jones. So we're officially in purgatory, and we have to debate a bunch of dead philosophers to make it back to the land of the living. I guess that's what I'm grasping so far. I don't know if this is just going to be like debate after debate or what. Like I'm curious as to like how, like if this plot actually gets more complex somehow. Yeah, I'm just pretty intrigued at this point. So, anyway, let's continue on to Chapter 2. An old friend appears. Okay, Dad. Regress? To deteriorate into an earlier state. Okay. Fallacy. A logical flaw. I can't believe I'm being quizzed on vocabulary with my daughter. And qualification. Come on, Dad. Something you need to qualify, like a law degree. Close enough. Can we stop now? Well, that depends. Promise not to stumble all over yourself like last time. Okay, we didn't do too bad. Alright. Oh, see. Why are you literally me? Hey, I didn't do that badly in the end. I earned all the style points. Yeah, you were at least smart enough to not accept Euthyphro's ideas. Though, I could have done without the whole holy pun. I'm trying to keep our spirits up. I'm allowed a bad pun or two. That's the spirit. And this is your way of doing that? Arbiter, who's next? There are many philosophers in the intelligible realm. One, however, has come forth with the claim that he knows you personally. Knows me? Yes. But that makes no sense. How could he possibly know you? I don't know. Maybe one of my old fraternity friends became a famous philosopher without me knowing? One of your friends? I doubt that. Oh, what's that supposed to mean? Okay. Oh. Yeah, probably not a friend of ours. Well met, Socrates, my old friend and colleague. I believe I can help you on your quest to find the nature of morality. Great, thanks. Actually, I don't believe we've ever met before. What? Oh, come on now, you must remember me. Look at this face. Surely a name comes to mind. Dumbledore. Oh, no. Protagoras. Protagoras? Protagoras. I'm gonna go with Protagoras. Protagoras! How could you have forgotten? We debated in Athens millennia ago. But I've never even been to Athens. Are you not the great thinker Socrates? No, well, to be fair, I am a Socrates, but enough. If you have sadly forgotten me, old friend, I will be happy to share my lessons with you. Well then, let us hold our discussion together in our own persons, making trial of the truth and of ourselves. Okay. Okay, so the source is the self. Interesting. This simple elimination will demonstrate morality can only come from one place. Your conversation with Euthyphro has demonstrated that morality doesn't come from the gods. And clear morality does not originate from the rocks and the trees. Thus, the only possible source of morality is human valuing. As you can see, man is truly the measure of all things. I hope my lesson was informative, my old friend. I told you, Pythagoras, I don't know you. Chill, Dad. At least he's being polite. You don't know how that will change if he discovers you're an accountant. And what is wrong with being an accountant? It's a perfectly acceptable profession. Well, Socrates Jones, what do you think? Has Protagoras found the nature of morality? Is he trying to bait me? I think I'd like to ask a few questions before I make that decision. Certainly, my friend. Ask away. Alright, let's give this another go. Okay. So the sources of the self. Okay, so do we have anything in our ideas? No, not yet. We come from one place. Okay, I think we need to question this statement right here, maybe? Human valuing. What does that mean? My apologies. You see, morality is a matter of preference. As a result, it is different for each person. Therefore, whatever an individual believes it to be right is right. Okay. Ooh, statement updated. Okay. Whatever an individual believes is right. Whatever an individual believes is right for that individual. Okay. Argument by elimination, huh? I'm not sure how I feel about that. It's a classic deduction technique, that. If you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. Yes, Holmes, very nice. Still, classic or not, something about this doesn't sit right with me. I better go back to the top and see if I can get more information. Okay. Only come from one place. I guess clarification on this, maybe? Morality is not derived from nature. The flow of the river, the movement of the clouds, such things do nothing for our judgment. What about the circumference of the moon? Also irrelevant. Good to know. I knew that suggestion was ridiculous. Okay. Okay. Not sure where to take this exactly. Let me just think for a little bit. Maybe to press for backing here? What evidence do you have to support that? It's the only remaining option, my friend. Is that not enough? It doesn't seem like it's enough. Hold on, Protagoras. Yes, friend? Look, I understand what you are going for here, but I can't help but feel that an argument based entirely on elimination is a bit weak. That's true. I mean, no matter how many sources you eliminate, there's always the possibility that there are others you have overlooked. If I am to accept your argument, I would like it to be supported by something more. Indeed. I was just thinking the same thing. Yes, I suppose you have a point. You are just as insightful as I remember, Socrates. Very well. Let me approach this lesson from a different angle. Well, at least he's not being a dick like the last guy. When it comes down to it, morality is a matter of values. However, different people form different values. There are no things upon which everyone can agree. It would be arrogant to presume that any position is wrong. Thus, we can only conclude that morality is entirely relative. And there we go. Huh, how interesting. I like this argument. It says I can do whatever I want. That's not what he's saying. At least I hope not. Well, Socrates? Once again, I'd like to ask a few questions. Of course, my friend. Ask away. So when it comes down to it, morality is a matter of values. Okay. Different people form different values. Okay, wait, so we still have nothing on here, right? Yeah. So nothing that we can challenge with. Sorry I'm not speaking much, but just I guess these are just things I have to concentrate on. I guess we can just, like, question everything. I mean, that is one thing I learned from Phoenix Wright, that if you don't know what to do, you can just, like, press on a statement and maybe you'll get something new, some new information. I don't know. Clarification. Okay, what do you mean by that? By values, I mean the personal preferences of individuals. For example, one may hold certain actions in very high esteem, noble sacrifice for instance, while holding nothing but disgust for other actions, like wanton thievery. If you truly are confused, I recommend you check a dictionary. Oh, okay, that didn't help me at all. There are no things on which everyone can agree. Maybe press for backing on this one? Because how would you know? I mean, that also sounds like a bit of a stretch, but I find that hard to believe. Is that so? You remember our old Athenian democracy, do you not? Sure, why not? Well then, surely you must also remember that on most issues, people disagreed on what was right way to vote. Some thought our penalties for crime were too harsh, while others thought our penalties were not harsh enough. Why, as you know, it was even argued that you should be put to death for speaking out. Wait, what? Oh, okay, speech penalty added. Interesting. Okay, so what do we have here? Speech penalty. According to Protagoras, some people believe that those who speak out should be put to death. Okay, so I guess how can we make that relevant somehow? Okay, so I guess something about speaking out, or... Because here's the thing, like, he's saying, like, oh, not everyone is going to agree on everything, or I guess more accurately, there's nothing that people will ever truly agree on. But if he thinks that people who speak out should be put to death, then how do he know? Like, if he put that rule in place, how would he know that some people disagree? Maybe? Ah, that sounds dumb. I don't know. Ah! It would be arrogant to assume that any position is wrong, but he literally puts people to death if they speak out. Is that what this is? Maybe? Nonsense! Aha, okay. Hold it right there, old friend. I still can't buy your argument. You claim that it is impossible to say that someone else's values are wrong, but that is simply not true. Oh, come on now, old friend. Not impossible. Arrogant. Do you really believe that we have the right to say that one who believes that eating I'd like to put forth a different example. Sorry if the dialogue goes by a little fast. You yourself said that there are individuals who believe that those who speak out should be executed, did you not? Of course. Well, I was thinking about my position of these individuals. And it occurred to me, without a free and open debate, we wouldn't even be able to discuss the things we are here. Exactly. Oh, excellent observation, Socrates. Thank you, Arbiter. Protagoras, for just a moment, consider the consequences of that argument. If free speech were punished so society would stagnate. Science and thought would come to a halt. Such side effects should not result from logical thinking. But... Gah! Free speech is one of many things now considered to be rights. Societies improved by their existence. Can you really argue that those who believe such things should be persecuted have validation? I hardly think it arrogant to express doubts in this position. Dad, this is actually kind of impressive. Indeed. Well constructed, Socrates. The fact is, while you can argue that most things are based upon the individual, your philosophy falls apart when dealing with extremes. Such positions are indefensible, regardless of what an individual thinks. And thus, morality cannot be entirely determined by the individual.
Nonsense!
Oh. I appreciate the energy, old friend, and you have raised some good points. But I must confess, though, I am a little confused as to why you have suddenly changed your position on free speech. Oh, should we tell him? Wait, what? The original Socrates was anti-free speech, Dad. Though, come to think of it, that didn't stop him from complaining that when he was put to death for blasphemy. Everyone makes mistakes. Oh, regardless, my counter-argument is solid, right? No, not quite. What? You raised some good points, but not perfect points. Give me a moment, and I will show you the flaws in what you just proposed. Oh, it's still going, okay. So all morals are subjective. It is true, my friend, that most people agree on things such as free speech. However, that does not mean that such things are universal goods. For example, if one was to yell fire in a crowded theater, causing mayhem and panic, it is hard to see how that instance of speech would then be good. As morality is affected by the situation, it cannot be objective. And there you have it. Rights, as a legal institution, may be good, but the morality of how you use them can vary. Very interesting points. Very well, Socrates, you may now ask Protagoras your questions. Of course, Arbiter. Okay. Okay, so we still have our free speech point, our speech penalty point. I don't know if we'll actually need that still. Okay. Most people agree on things as free speech. Okay. Wait a minute. I guess I could just start by asking for clarification. Like over here, maybe? What do you mean by that? Simply put, nothing is absolute. When we think something is a universal truth, we are probably failing to account for all possibilities. Okay. Okay. I'm inclined to ask for relevance on this one, because we're talking about debating morals and expressing opinions, but yelling fire in a crowded theater is not doing any of that. I mean, it is literal speech, but it's not, like, voicing an opinion? So I think I might question this. How is that related to your conclusion? I'm providing an example supporting my objection. In this case, I chose to counter-example because it deals directly with your free speech example. What? Okay, fine. Okay, fine, we'll just ask for... We can just ask for, clarification, maybe. What do you mean by that? Yelling things to deliberately cause panic hardly seems like a questionable good, does it? That is all I'm trying to say here. Okay, let's just move on. How is that related to your conclusion? I mean, if I remember correctly, your philosophy is that morality comes from the individual, right? Okay, so I think I might be getting somewhere. Yes, my friend, that is correct. I see. Protagoras, you have indeed raised an interesting counterpoint to mine. Thank you, old friend. Does that mean you're ready to accept the validity of my teachings? On the contrary. You see, you've also demonstrated why it would be foolish to do so. What? Okay, this is what I was saying, okay. You just argue that morality can be affected by the situation, correct? Yes. That actions would be correct in one place would be incorrect in another. Indeed. Where are you going with this? Well, it's an interesting observation, but it runs against the grain of what you said earlier, that it comes from the person, right? For if morality is affected by situation, then there are clearly factors other than the individual that affect it. Yes, okay. So I was heading in the right direction. Oh, wow, that's right! I don't believe it! It seems to me you have two choices, but both have the same result. You can either maintain the assertion that morality is situation-dependent and your philosophy is undermined, or you could retract it, thus giving credibility to my original complaint. But either way, the idea that morality is entirely individual is thrown into question. What do you have to say to that? Ha! Socrates, your rhetorical techniques have not dulled in all these years. Perhaps my position is indeed on shakier ground than I realized. You have given me much to consider. I could write a thesis on it all. And you too, Protagoras. You just may have been onto something with your idea that the correct action may change based on situation. Finding out why it does, that's going to be the hard part. Protagoras, you are dismissed. Thank you for your input. Thank you, Arbiter. Socrates, I believe you have it in you to win this great wager. Just as you did before. Wait, what? Goodbye, my old friend. Well, I like that he was nice about it. Huh. What did he mean, as you did before? I thought you would have figured it out by now. Huh? Taking on the Arbiter's challenge is no easy task. In fact, throughout all of time, only one has ever had his wish granted. Only one? Yes, your namesake. Oh. Oh, that's interesting. So I guess he died too, maybe? And this is how he had to... so I guess like he died and came back? At some point? That's interesting. The great thinker Socrates, the wisest man in Athens. Unlike the other philosophers, Socrates was never sure of his ideas. He was always questioning, always challenging himself and others in pursuit of the truth. Never satisfied with any of the answers that were provided, until he disappeared. Oh. Disappeared? Yes, without a trace. Simply vanished into ether, never to be seen again. What happened to him? Was his wish to leave? No one is quite sure. The last person to see Socrates on the plane? The last person to see Socrates on this plane was René Descartes. And according to Descartes, the only thing Socrates said was, "I found it." He found it? The answer. Wow. That's my namesake? I really hope I'm not expected to live up to that. Oh, now he's worrying? Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, so that was chapter 2. Yeah, so... I'm sorry if it's annoying that I have to, like, spend so much time thinking about how to answer all the prompts. Because I just need to, like... It requires some concentration. But I am heading in the right direction, though. Like, I kind of know what to do, I just don't know how the game wants me to do it. So it's still fun. I like that I'm being actually challenged, and that I'm learning something. And this whole, like, mystery with Socrates is interesting too. So I'm looking forward to getting into that. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.